Hi guys, welcome back to another video. What up? It's your girl Patrice and I'm happy you're here. So today we are going to be talking about all things EF, my experience. So you all know I've moved to Japan, and now here's the deeds. Here are the details on how I made that happen and what it looks like. If you're interested in doing something similar, I highly recommend going the route that I went. I have school today at 2 o'clock, so we gotta get this thing going. So the route that I went through a program called EF, as I've mentioned in previous videos, Education First. So they have locations all over the world, and I came across them via YouTube, and I reached out to the San Francisco office in California, got in contact with an administrative person, and then they gave me information on the Tokyo location. But any language that you're interested in learning, you can do the immersion program through EF and live in a host family type setting in the country of your dreams. So first things first, I know I said I left everything and moved to Japan. The details behind that is, yes, I did leave everything. However, I do still have a life in LA. I did not quit my job. Any rumors that have been going around, I still work as a flight attendant. I just took a leave of absence. They granted me an educational leave to do this because this language skill can benefit the company. So I'm really grateful for that. I moved out of my apartment, and I have another apartment locked in that I will be moving into once I get back to the States. So I just took a break, and also I do still have my dog. He's with some good friends of mine, so I left everything for a season, but I didn't leave everything for good. I still have my life kind of set up because I always wondered if I wanted to live in Japan long term, and this experience was my way of kind of tapping my toes in the water, which I love, absolutely have loved every moment of it. But I do think that I would rather at this point keep my life in the States. Definitely perks to living in Japan that I love, and I'll maybe do a video on that a little later. I will actually, but for now, yes, I am just a little homesick. I'm looking forward to kind of getting back into my regular routine again and going to the gym and eating quinoa and salmon and asparagus and sweet potatoes, even though the sweet potatoes here are fire. But okay, so getting into school experience. Every day I go into school by train into Shibuya. The school is located right in the heart of it on the 27th floor. You have gorgeous views outside of your classroom windows. You can see Tokyo Tower. It's great. I love it. I'm a sucker for a good view. So I absolutely love the school building and location. It's right in the middle of Shibuya. Before going, I had no clue what was about to happen. And I don't know if that was just because I'm very spontaneous. I don't ask questions. I'm not the type to ask questions. I show up and I'm ready for whatever's about to happen when I show up. And that's just how I am. Not everybody's like that. So that was some feedback that I gave to the school staff. Like, if you're into liking to know every little detail, you're going to be stressed. You're going to be really stressed, because I didn't get that. I got a name, an address, and that was it. I didn't have a school schedule. I didn't have anything. So that's normal. When I arrived in Japan, there was a guy standing with my name on a sign that was waiting for me, and I was like, oh my gosh, it's real. Got in the car, we went, and he drove me here to where I'm currently sitting. And that was the first time that I saw my host mom's face, met the family. I had no idea that she had children or a husband. None of it. I just knew her name. That was it. So fun, spontaneous moments all around. I got here, we did a little quick tour over to the station because I didn't even know how I was going to get to school every day, but I learned that day, the day before, I had to go the next morning at 8:30 a.m. by the way. So slept for like jet lag, not a thing. You can't even, because you don't have time. Got on the train, went into the school. And then when I got to school on my first day, we did a placement test. So they do a little placement test before, and I did visit the school before actually enrolling, but if you don't have that opportunity, then on your first day of school, you'll do a placement test regardless, and you will speak with one of the staff members in your native language. Everything began Japanese right then, and I was really surprised at how I understood the questions she was asking me. Yeah, if there were questions about like introduce yourself, what are your hobbies, where do you live, what's your favorite food, little like elementary style based questions, beginner questions, and if you have knowledge of the language, then you can answer them. But if you don't have any knowledge of them, then you won't be able to form the sentences, and you know how it is like when you're trying to learn a language. So after my language placement test, they put me in a class. I was in A1. Yep, I was in A1. So the system goes from beginner, A1, A2, A2, B1, B1, B2. So I started at A1. Right now I'm finishing A2. So if I still stayed, I would go into the next level, which would be A2, B1. We study using the Maruguto textbooks. Let me grab my textbooks really quick. All right, so these are my books. I've got, this is where I started. Oh, just kidding. I started in A2. Bar a little low there. So this was my first couple of textbooks, A2. And then, so this is A2-1. And then now I'm in A2-2. Finishing up A2-2. And I have two textbooks for that too. Maruguto textbooks. And then after that, next comes this guy. A2-B1. So it goes like this. This is their rubric for proficiency. So when I started, I was in this little yellow area. So I went from here to here, and I'm going into here now. So, this is kind of where I want to be. So I just got to keep working. Got to keep working hard. Because right now I'm basic. And nothing about me is basic. So now a lot of people, a lot of people have said, I've heard other classmates saying that it felt a little unorganized when they first got in. They didn't know that they were in the right class, because I'm telling you, it is all in Japanese. Like the teachers, if you ask, like, what does that mean? They will explain it in Japanese in different words. So you have no choice but to learn in that environment, and I like it, but it can be overwhelming. So one of my classmates actually he placed higher in his test, but he held himself back, and now he's in my class, and so that he could really feel like he got a good solid grasp. So they do give you that option, even though they don't really encourage it. They do give you that option. So I almost went back a level, but the thing for me was I was understanding stuff, so that's why I stayed where I was at, and I'm happy with that decision. I'm very happy. So visa information. So Japan will allow you into the country for 90 days on a traveler's visa, and because the amount of time that I am in Japan is 90 days, I didn't have to do any type of extra visa situation. What I think is that even if you go through EF for more than 90 days, you still get the traveler's visa, and you have to leave the country after 90 days. So a lot of people travel to Korea, do a little trip, and then they come back, and then they just get right back into Japan for another 90 days. One girl in my class, she went to Korea. When she came back to Japan, did not let her back in. So she ended up having to go back to her country early. I don't know though, because some people enjoy traveling while they're here more. So I don't know if maybe she did like twice in 1 month left the country, and then they didn't let her back in. I don't know how all of the logistics behind that. But what I do know is she never came back after her trip to Korea. And I knew she was supposed to be here the same amount of time as me. Host family situation. As you can see from some of my videos, my host family experience has been the bomb.com. We've become great friends, and I genuinely love my host family. Not quite the case for everyone else. I just was very fortunate with my experience, but speaking with some others, Japanese people, families can be very strict, kibishi. And I'm not the type that likes to party, go out, stay out late, drink. I don't do that often. But some people that like to do that, they have a little bit harder of a time. So if you like to party and go out, stay out all night, you don't want to answer to somebody, there is a dormitory called Tama Plaza that you can live in, where you basically have your own room, space, the whole nine, and you don't have to worry about respecting someone else's home because the space is your own. So for me, I actually chose the twin room option because it was a goose egg and I didn't want to pay extra because I already paid a lot. So I'm in a twin room, but I have my own room right now. I did have a roommate, Rabia, who I've mentioned. Loved her. We got along great. Everything was wonderful. We became great friends for that. So I'm also grateful because that worked out. A great way to meet international friends. Yes, so that's kind of living arrangement situation. And then you can also opt to have a private room and you pay like $600 if you're from the States and you get the room to yourself. I was, again, just fortunate because I stayed for an amount of time that exceeded my roommates. If you are interested and you have any other questions about the experience, something I didn't go over, answer, please leave me a comment. I will get back to you. I do have to go to school today, so I'll take you with me and show you guys what an average day looks like, what it looks like for me traveling to school, and all that. So stick around if you're interested in seeing it in real time. So I just finished with my school day and now we are in the middle of Shibuya. I think I'm gonna go straight home like I do pretty much every day because I'm an old lady, I guess, I don't know. But it's located in a really great area, and as you can see, this is the building behind me. So yeah, that's like an average day in my school life. If you guys have any questions about this video, please leave them in the comments. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next week.
I had a dream last night. Did everything I never do in real